Live, live, live. If anyone wants to come on, come on. I will sort. Are we telling about just see if we go live now? I am live now, not going live now. I am live now. Many people, absolutely nobody. It's a weird time though, isn't it? What time's that? 9 o'clock. So that's 10 past 9. That's 2 o'clock in the afternoon UK time. So that's not going to be. That's not going to be a minute actually. Uh, I'm just doing stuff. Yeah, there's 5 people. There's nothing. There's going to be nothing spectacular. Mate. I'm just coming on because despite it being Friday night in Thailand, life is not a holiday like a lot of people think when I'm out here. Not a lot of people do think that, but some people think it's a holiday thing that isn't. This week's been boring as you know what I mean. And unfortunately, I am not. What's it called? I'm not a beaches person, so unfortunately, I mean that is something I was in the beach today, mind you. But I'm not a beaches person, so I can't really use that as a. Oh, sorry for my sniffles. That's the thing. To the fans, um, this is now live. I'm here. I know what it's like when we do things at once is a nightmare, and I've got a cat sniffing about. It's right at this moment in time is. Aye. So yeah, there we go. Who's about for questions and chat? If anyone wants to come on, please do. I'll stick the link in here. Dink. Oh, no, that's YouTube. Hang on. I will. No, hang on. Sorry, I'll be the backside of that. Copied. This is a link to come on live. I've pinged with Tam and Stacey, but I've got a feeling. I think Stacey works. But it's Friday afternoon. Most normal people are working, aren't they? Sorry for the sniffles again. It's this flipping thing. That's a cat's looking at me as if it's going to eat me. Right. See my beautiful looks. I'm not too disgruntled last night. Don't get me wrong. I know the defence is howling. But it's like, I know we're going to get fixed. That's oh, crap. That's my. Oh, I know. Do you know what? Do you know what, Marky? Do you know what I love? I love when we saw it. The guy was angry. Because I think, see, when he does his interviews, you see him smiling. I think they call it a nervous disposition, isn't it? It's not that he's thingy. It's like, see, when somebody go, like tomorrow, I'm out in the pop tomorrow, and somebody goes to, oh, my mum died yesterday. Sometimes I laugh the first time they say it, and it's a nervous thing, isn't it? A nervous disposition, and I think that's Danny Rose slightly got that, but he was cheesed off yesterday, and I really, really liked seeing that. What I've got to give props to is Big Deja. See those tackles in the first half, those 2 tackles in the first half, man, in the penalty box. That was superb. That was absolutely superb. So I was quite pleased with that. Just the hang on a minute, I'll look at it myself. Who can comment on my post? Established followers done. I right. See, looking at yourselves weird, but see somebody who's that? Who's so? Aye. Stacey, Stacey's just told me she's Asda. She'll be on soon. She's in Asda shoplifting. She didn't say that. I'm just joking. I know it's bad, but the thing is, if dummies like me and you, I'm not calling you a dummy. If a dummy like me can see it, so do they. You know, we saw the photograph of Mr. Kavanagh. I call him Mr. Kavanagh. It's just the respect thing. It's like I called John Mr. Greg, Mr. Greg. It's the way I was brought up because somebody gave me pelters for calling him that on Twitter. I was like, anyway, different eras and all that. No, he'll see that. You know, I mean, and the thing about the chairman get into supporters clubs, get into Edmiston House, he knows he's going to get bombarded with it. Buy this player, buy that player, buy this player, buy that player. But what I've been told as well from an extremely reliable source, this is nothing groundbreaking before anyone says it, he's when he's in the United States, he's going to go along to other range of supports clubs in the States or around, I guess, around the world. Like, you know, I mean, if he's in, for argument's sake, if he was in Bangkok, I'm sure if he would get in touch with the Bangkok Bears and go and watch with them. You know, and that's a big deal. Like, but there's a bit of me, like I said on my that little short I did when I was down the beach. I think he probably quite likes mixing with people away from his normal work. I don't want to call it, you know, just about the working class. You know, I'm not saying he doesn't, you know, because he obviously sits all day, a lot of the day, in ultra high end meetings, and you know, I mean, because these guys work at a different level. All that we know that I will certainly I know. I mean, I've sat in some meetings where, there's called even Colin, yeah. That was bro. I mean, and he was in Edmiston House on was last Friday, and there he is in New York City. 5 days later, you know, with the Bears, fantastic. You know, I mean, I know he lives in Philadelphia, so but Philadelphia is, I think it's drivable, but saying that you probably got a chopper down or something. But yeah, and from what I've understand, like, a couple of people have messaged me stuff about it, and he said he made a point of going around every single Bear at the game at the in the pub and introduced himself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not drunk. Tomorrow night I will be, man. The thing is, normally I go up and party for a couple of nights, but the problem is, see, like when I first come back, I went in that bender for 3 days or whatever it was. See, trying to get the numbers back on the page, it's a nightmare. It just dips if I'm not on. I mean, proper dips. You know what I mean? The money drops. I mean, I don't earn a lot of money from it. I mean, I pay enough to make my rent more or less, and a wee bit more. But I can't live off it. But it just the numbers drop and all that. And it's although I'm not obsessed with the numbers, it is I do. Because I wanted to get to that number yesterday, 51817, because that's the capacity of Ibrox, and that's now it was 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock last night. Bang on the button, I clicked on the thing that tells me how people, and it was that had made the same capacity as Ibrox. So I'll goes. They'll try the hardest. I think that's all we can say. I'm pretty sure, Gaza, that right now they'll have people, they'll have spoke to people. You can call it tapping up. We all know tapping up goes off. There's tapping up, then there's tapping up. You know what I mean? But they'll be trying. Like, Kavanagh's no daft. You know what I mean? And then Mr. Chairman, Mr. Kavanagh, Andrew Kavanagh, and Danny as well. You know what I mean? So I bet whether there's no good ones. I mean, I don't really buy it. I mean, fair enough, but I don't really buy into that. I don't really buy into that. I buy into what the manager wants, you know. But we've got thingy's in the dugout. What's his name? There was a manager for one game. Are these old heads like these? What for? Get a coach, a modern coach. You know what I mean? I don't understand. I don't really get that. I thought Richard Gough was kind of out of line the other week when he said what he said. I was like, what are you saying that for? You can't get a job. And I know that's a terrible thing to say about a footballing legend, but you know what I mean. He's, you know, Danny is looking at players we need. Oh no, I mean no, not at all. I would say so. And there'll be freelance guys. There'll be freelance agents as well. Agents, and there'll be free, they know, man. You know what I mean? He can lift. Danny can lift the phone to Bayern Munich. He can lift the phone to other people who work with him. Bayern Munich, the German national team. He's got a good little black book there. You know, I've got no doubt about that at all. But yeah. I wasn't too disheartened. I didn't want. I knew that. I knew if we lost, I knew it'd be the same old. There's people saying, "Are you letting people up? Are you letting people?" Oh, I don't understand that one. Am I letting people up? I'm about to. This bloody cat's going to bite me. Go away. Letting people up. I don't know. Oh, I know the defence is shocking. Yeah, it's like me as a mechanic. You know what I mean? If I need a 20 mil spanner, I can't spin off the nut with a 19 mil. You know what I mean? Although you don't get what people will realise, you don't get many 20 mil. Anyway, sorry. Oh, it's shocking. Oh, right, Mark, you think about it. I've got there's 51,000. It's jumped again. It's 51,200 follows on the page. I'll bet you anything. There's 4 good defenders in that group that would be able to do all right, but then again, the only thing that would let them down would be after 60 minutes to be blown out their backside, no matter if they played junior football or semi-pro, you know what I mean? But but Big Deja, he had 2 tackles in the first half that were outstanding. The kind of tackles that we thought we were going to get from him, and they were in the box. You got to give him that. Enemy can come on. There's a link here. Do it now. How do there? Just copy and paste that into a browser. Gaza, I will tell you, see if you're on your phone, see people that come off their phone, it's rough. It's rough. I mean, you can do it if you want, but you may be a bit, and you need to be a fairly strong Wi-Fi. You need, I mean, everyone's got strong internet now anyway, but no, anyone can come on when they want it. It doesn't bother me. I don't know. But the thing is, Maggie, what about when you were in the mob? You had bad days at work. I had bad days at work. I've had days offshore where I was nearly like, give me a chopper. You know what I mean? It's £18,000 a chopper. I had such a bad day. It's only happened a few times. But it's just, the links in the comments. Hang on, Gaza, give me a second, right? Let me see if I can do this. Where am I? Where are you? Right. Hang on a second. Where are you? I'm just trying to find you in the chats. It's not. It's not that easy to do. How did I do this? There's 21 comments. 22. I do watch the darts. I like the darts. The thing is, it's free in the morning here, mate. Right? All right here. I've sent you a DM. Hang on a second, right? I made an arse of this. Paste. Go. I think that's it, right? I hate looking at myself. I'm quite far behind as well. No, the players are just crap. It's as simple as that. I think that you should get it now, Gaza. So, can you hear that fan going? Is that fan annoying? Hang on. I was going right. Because this is my office, right? When I do all this, right, I'll show you the fan. The fan's there. But see, I was going to buy an air conditioning unit for in here. But the thing is, they are expensive. But I thought, wait, I'll just leave the door open and suck in the blowing the air conditioning for the living room. So we've got psychologists. Oh, right, hang on, here's Gaza.
Hi, Frankie.
Oh, Christ almighty, I need to turn your volume, then you deafen me.
Oh, sorry,
That's right.
Frankie.
All right, Gaza, how you on? But Gaza, there's Gaza on everyone for the first time, I think.
I'm no bad, right? See, last night I didn't expect us to win last night, right? In all
look at that.
honesty, the way I've seen it was for us. I think we were better no being in Europe this season. We need to concentrate on the league more because we've got to a stage now where we're letting too much games slip in the league. Right, we've got a bad defensive record now. Goals getting scored us left, right, and centre with regards to us. Right, we need to work on our defence because your defence is an absolute shocking state of affairs now.
The thing is, we've got Souttar's out, and Souttar's not everyone's cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea, but I really like the big boy Cornelius. I hope we sign him, but by the sounds of it, he's out for a while. The way they talk, it could be quite a while. But the one I'm worried about, right, more than anything though, is this one here. What Colin's saying, Miovski. Let's hope. I mean, I'm going to assume he's away for scans and whatnot today. That could be a sore one.
Right.
The thing is, see the previous two games, like I thought the back two were kind of all rightish, but see those two tackles last night from Deja, and they were. That's what we expected from him, though. We thought that's the kind of tackles.
You could say that about a lot of our team, though, Frankie, right? Because we've set up right. Danny is been put in a position where he's got players that isn't his cup of tea, and he made it on the interview last night with regards to how pissed off he was with the game, right? Which we've got to hold our hands up here. A lot of players aren't playing to their strengths. Right. A lot of them are just taking the payday and they're just running through the game just to run. The thing is, right, Farewell and Stewart have left us in the shit. Right, to the simple fact is they've took players on before Danny had even come in, and they've gave them 3 to 5 year contracts for to be at Rangers, right? So when we go into the January transfer window, we're not going to be able to bring hardly any players in because the simple fact is we've got so many players on long-term contracts, it's got to leave us in the shit for the next couple of years.
I know.
That's why I said to you in the comments before about I think we should take a hit, right? And pay off players to get them out to free up the team. Take a hit for to bring them in and bring in either free transfers or something new to tie us there until next season or something like that.
Because that's why I threw the Jesse Lingard one out there. He's sitting around free. And I know for a fact it was only £25,000 a lot of money. But it surprised me when I found out that's all he was on because he makes because I know a lot of people throw at his what about his social media and all that. He's earning millions a month from that. He's not stopping doing that.
Well,
you know what I mean? And but I doubt I won't come to us. I'm pretty sure it'll across Danny's. Somebody will said to Danny, look, Lingard's about, and he won't come because I know there's a bit of baggage with him, but it's a kind of, but it's just, it's a difficult one. The thing is, though, from what we've been told, the chairman and Danny are in contact all the time. You saw the chairman having a pint last night for the full game with it, and that's fantastic. You know what I mean? Because for the Friday night he was at Edmondson House, getting his head nipped, and let's be honest, he's getting his head nipped every 2 minutes. It's the same there, but he's prepared to take that up. You know what I mean? And that says a lot for a guy like that.
When you look at Frankie, right, Steve, if you look at the new, right, the mistakes that we've made with regards to signings, right? We spent 10 million on what's his name, Chermiti, right? We didn't go for to sign Shankland. I still always state, right, and I've made this clear, we should have signed Shankland. Right, because he's a proven goal scorer, and plus, when you see him again when he plays for Hearts, he plays his heart out for Hearts, right? And he says he's a Rangers supporter as well. So is that not a good enough reason for to bring him in?
Oh,
right?
I mean, you saw him. You see him at Ibrox as a fan when they won't do it now because of the situation Hearts are in. But see when he didn't re-sign for Hearts in the summer, then I thought to me that said, "Come and get me." You know what I mean?
That's why he wasn't signing his contract with Hearts again. That's why he wasn't signing, because he was making a statement to say, look, this is how I could play and I'll make a difference towards your squad, right? They never looked at him, right? And he was only, what was that, 5 million or something? It was, we were going to have to pay for him or something, or was it a free transfer?
He didn't sign for Hearts.
So we could have got him, right? So if you take it realistically, if we had signed on, Shankland, and if we had kept Cherny, there's 2 players right for the start you would have got goals from.
We could have been sitting chapping the door with Hearts. I mean, we certainly wouldn't be 9 behind. You know,
aye. Well, the thing is, we'll take proven goal scorers. Proven goal scorers like you.
There was Rangers fans saying, what's his chops? Shankland's not Rangers class. What is Rangers class nowadays? See, do you know what Rangers class says to me? Is 100% effort, stay off the front pages.
But the thing is, though, Shankland puts the effort in, and he scored a lot of goals. He was the top goal scorer for Hearts, the top goal scorer for the amount of goals he scored and stuff like that, right? And here's what I didn't understand: neither Celtic or Rangers both went in for him. Neither one of them went in for him. And I'm like, are you stupid? You've got a player that runs out and he's a proven goal scorer, and neither one of you are going to take a stab at him to bring him in, to strengthen up your team.
And he's just scored for Scotland in one of the highest pressure games that Scotland have played in decades. And he scored. All right, it's overshadowed by the other 3 goals, to be honest with you, the overhead kicks and shots.
The overhead kick, well, that was a fantastic goal.
I mean, I was live on here at the time. I was like, holy shit! It was a good old-fashioned striker's goal, nothing fancy, but he was there. But I'm glad Miovski's get off to start to roll. We just hope he's not. We'll need him on Monday because we can't launch a meeting. You know what I mean?
So here's a question for you, Frankie. Right, you look at our defence now, right? Is there anybody in mind that you would think would be a perfect fit for our defence, for our back line?
Gogic.
Because I think we for me, Tav is not in the right position. Didn't get me wrong, Frankie. I like Tav as the player, but I don't think he's a defender. I think he should have been pushed up to the midfield area because he spends the biggest majority of his time pushing up anyway. Right? We need a defence that's going to hold back and cover our back line and help the goalkeeper out, and we're not getting that. Our midfield should be the only ones that should be pushing up with our strikers for a push for a strength right up. Our defence should be holding back and holding the back line and being able to man mark.
The thing about Tavo, he was supposed to be a squad player this year. You know, he was, because number one, he's never injured, but he's good for this handover period, which this is from the pitch to the boardroom. He knows Glasgow. He's been there 10 years. And I know for a fact, him and his wife help people settle into Glasgow as well. His wife will show the other wife or girlfriend, look, here's Morrison's, here's Marks and Spencer's, you know, that things. And I know for a fact he had young Mikey up at his house to watch Monday Night Football, you know, pizza or whatever, you know, and just there's things like that. But Tav was the only one meant to be a squad player this year and then retire or finish. But because Nello made such a backside of it, he's had to step up. And I feel a bit sorry for him. There's nobody knows better more than Tav when he's a stinker. But I know. But this is simple as that, what Colin said here. That Gaza, Danny would change the whole squad if he could. And that's as simple as that. Even...
The thing is, we've got no fear on what we could spend. This is the one thing I will state, because we're on a more financial. We've got a more financial backing now than what we've had within the last 12 years anyway. Right, so it makes it a lot easier for us to search for players that we're really needing in the squad and that as well. And like what the owners have already stated, if there's players that we need, then they're willing to put their hand in their pockets to fund that.
He said it.
Farewell and Stewart let us down majorly because they spent money on areas on players that wasn't going to benefit us. right? If it was Danny that was making the choices for players coming in, I don't think we would be in this position now, because I think Danny would know exactly what players he could work with, players that would make a big difference to our squad, right? Not having board members who doesn't work with the players. The thing is, Danny works with the players all week. He works with the players all week. The board members don't. They come in every now and again. That's it. They don't work with the team. So is it not better having Danny making the choices on what players we need?
What will happen though when the director of football or whatever he comes in, he'll come in and Danny will say, look, you need a right back, you need a left back. So he'll go and look at 4 or 5 players. And in the past, Thelwell, it was him that signed him. It was up to him who it was. Now that'll have changed. Danny said he'll be presented with 3 players. I prefer him. You know what I mean? He'll get the final choice. Now that's the way I've read it. But Mr. Kavanagh, the chairman said already, the money's going to be there. We will do better. You know what I mean? Because he'll be embarrassed about this. Don't get me. He's cringing. Because I know for a fact, right. Have you seen the film Trading Places? Right, this is going somewhere. With Eddie Murphy and the 2 old guys.
Aye.
See them having a massive bet on ruining people, and then it's only $1. They do stuff at that level, as in, look, my team's going to win this year, or I'm going to make X amount of money today, and they have a bet with somebody else at that level, and it's for £1 or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's difficult what I'm saying here. I know people think I'm waffling, but David Murray level, then you've got that. Then Kavanagh and that knows Bill Gates and stuff like that. They've got those phone numbers. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Bill Gates is a good person, but the absolute pinnacle of business. And they'll be in their own WhatsApp group type things, and he'll be cringing at what he's done here because he looks like a CUNT in front of them, those people. So he doesn't want to do that again.
Well, if you look at the money that the 49ers are bringing in now, because if you look at some of the games that they've been in, they've had really big capacities, plus with the amount of people that's forking out money. So they're not going to be short of a few bob. I'm telling you, they're going to be raking money in because of how the 49ers are doing now as well.
They sold 10% of the 49ers a few months ago and £8 billion or $6 billion for 10%. $6 billion for 10, or it wasn't even 10%, it was a single figure, 8%. But see this comment here, this is so true. I thought last team's was crap, but last year's teams would gob this team.
Oh, aye, definitely. That's why I turn around and says, if you look at how we did last season compared to this season, at least when we started last season, we were starting with wins. We were starting, it wasn't the best type of football, but we were winning games. You look at the start of this season, and it's been failure after failure after failure. We brought Russell Martin in, and he screwed us out right from the start.
I know. And not to confidence out the players as well, that you're probably still seeing to this day. But then we've also seen the difference in players as well. Look at young Moore. Young Mikey Moore is a prime example. But what I liked last night, I know the second, I was thinking, I've seen Max Aarons slowly creeping up there. Because he had a Cruyff turn last night and all that kind of stuff. He was all right up front. But what I'm saying is his confidence is there because, he made those 2 famous interviews where he shouldn't have been allowed to be interviewed, to be honest with you. Somebody messed up. He said, playing at Ibrox scares me. But he's been playing all right. There's not, I know Monday's massive.
Right. See, I watched both the games yesterday. I watched the Rangers game and the Celtic game yesterday. Right. And if you look at both games, right, both teams have got the same issues. Our defence is absolutely shit poor. Right, we couldn't defend our arsehole to save ourselves. That was the same with them last night as well, right? So if you look at them, right up front, it was the same issues up front as well. We couldn't score; they couldn't score either. So it's a case of, well, where do we go? Because this has got to be one of the worst seasons I've seen either both Rangers and Celtic play, because they've got the same issues with defensive issues, plus manager issues, plus striker issues. That's where
hopefully our manager this is over and there's the starting. You know what I mean? Because I tell you what, see if Celtic get beat by St Mirren on Sunday. Listen, and guys, you know yourself, we all laughed at Celtic that they get Big Ange. But I mean, we got a sore one there because we learned a harsh lesson quite quickly. But there's something about this. The way Ange spoke, I didn't say at the time, but I quite liked Ange instantly. I thought that's quite a decent.
Oh, aye.
He's a thoroughly decent person. You know, I mean, he's a thoroughly decent person. And I liked him even at the Celtic chats. I wouldn't have said that online. I thought, you're actually an all right guy. To put it in a layman, he's Australian.
Aye.
You know, pretty upfront and pretty. But yeah, there's not it. Aye, but the thing that sort of annoys me, guys, is the fact that they're in such a mess and we're not there to take advantage. But we could still, because this season's not over by a long shot. I don't think at all.
See, I think if you look at it realistically, Hearts was going to be at the top of the tree, but Hearts is starting to throw away games now. Hearts is seriously throwing away games. They beat Celtic, aye, but they're dropping games on games that they should be winning, just like what Rangers and Celtic both have as well. I mean, this is going to be one of the tightest seasons. It's not got to be a 2-horse race this season. This has got to be a 3-horse race because all three of the teams, Rangers, Celtic and Hearts, are dropping points on games that they should be winning.
Absolutely. Look, I mean, I'm starting now. Where is it? Somebody said up there. Where is it? But basically, somebody in the comments said we need to win against him. We all know that, but see, once I read it, the nerves in the last few minutes have just started to appear. If you know what I mean, because that's a big game on Monday. Last night's kind of out my system, and last night I wasn't that. I hate saying this, but I wasn't overly bothered about it. I just didn't want Gubb last night. As in like a 4-0 or something like that, and it wasn't. We kind of flipping won it, but anyway. But
the thing is, I think that see when we had a chance of getting our second goal, right? I think that was where it sort of turned a wee bit. I mean, our defence, we gifted them goals that should never have been goals anyway. If our defence had worked better, then they wouldn't have got that. The game yesterday, right? And that's why I say their defence is one of the major underlying parts that we need to fix. The thing is, if you look at when Walter Smith was in, right? Just take him for instance, right? See when he was building his team up at Rangers, he would start for the defence and work his way up, right? We've not had a manager that's done that since Walter Smith did. Right? Walter Smith worked out that our defence was your major priority. Make sure we've got a strong defence and we can work everything else up. We've not had a manager since then that's been able to do that. Everybody works on pure attack when they work on strikers first, then work their way back, and that's why we're in the position we are now.
But like I say, Danny, because when Danny knew he was getting a job, he's been watching this anyway. He knows all this. Everything we're talking about, they know. And his coaches, we always forget his coaches around him. And there's Stevie Smith. Hang on a second. Yeah, it's me. Stacey's coming on. Give me a second. I mean, Stacey's popping in, but I mean, this team. It's just there's I've been using the kind of. I think there's a Netflix story here. 14 years of hell. We 1 year. I win 155. The Americans came in. We think we're going to win the league. We have a disaster, and then we go on and win this. But if we're honest with ourselves, Celtic are the favourites.
I don't think that we've had 14 years of disaster, in all honesty, because if you look at the Europa League final season, right, I think that was probably one of our best seasons that we actually had, was when we took it right to the final of the Europa League. I mean, we have
trophies in 14 years. 4 trophies in 14 years. Isn't it good for Rangers?
We were so lucky to win in the Europa League. One penalty, and it was took by a player that hardly had any game time. That's what our letdown was, because we had a person that come in to take that penalty and he let us down.
But I'll never hold that against him, because a penalty is a penalty. You know, I don't hold that against.
But it takes
balls to take a penalty.
But you want a player that's had game time. You want a player that's been warming that. We had a player in that hadn't had a lot of game time. He wasn't a warm player or anything like that. So it's obviously that it has been from a player that's not been getting the game time. There was too much pressure that was on his shoes right from the start. You needed a player that had actually been on the pitch that was going to take the penalty.
You know, but that's hindsight again. The thing is, I don't know. I think we're on our way up. Europe most people have written Europe off. I think even I would rather we were completely out at last night, but we've still got 2 games in Europe that mean nothing. But hopefully we do the right thing, and it's like a third team that plays. You know what I mean? But
listen, I've been really impressed with how we've played in Europe over the years, right? If you go back if you take back the last 6-7 years, I've been really impressed with how we've actually played. I mean, we might call out a lot of managers on that we've had with regards to our gameplay in the league and that, but you can't deny we've improved a lot in Europe. This season has been a bad season for us in Europe, and it's due to players that we've lost as well. When you've lost Černý, you've lost, I hate to say it, Dessers as well, because I wasn't a fan of Dessers. Right, so when you're losing players such as Černý and Dessers, players that you're getting goals from, right, that was helping us out in Europe, to now when we've not got we've hard to find a goal scorer that's going to take the chances and put them in the back of the net.
Right, hang on, wait a minute. All right, yes, I know. I was a Dessers fan because of his goals. He missed. Don't get me wrong, he frustrated the absolute pants off me at times.
Right.
Of all my years watching Rangers of Gaza, look at the attitude of the boy. It was amazing, especially the abuse he got. His head never ever went down. He never stopped trying, you know. And some of the abuse he got was out of line, extremely out of line. You know, especially the whole online thing. You know what I mean? But it's but the only way is up. But like Monday night's game becomes a bit nervy now, like, you know. What's my next plan?
But the Monday night's game is going to be, we need to take, no matter what, we need these 3 points.
Aye. I don't care how we win on Monday, just win.
Aye. The thing, this is another problem that we've got, Frankie. This is another problem that I say that we've actually had. Is, see, when it comes to games, what really annoys me is the fact is that we stay on 1 goal, right? We hold up, right? We get 1 goal, and what we do is we defend that 1 goal, right? We don't seem to. We don't go and push for more. We try to defend 1 goal leads, which isn't good for us. We need to keep pushing. What happened to the days that we would push for goals and get 1 goal and keep going, get a second goal, get a third goal? And we're not doing that now.
You know, because I was watching a thing the day it was I think it's the one with Nicky Butt and Paul Scholes and the comedian guy. Their podcast. I love watching it, and they said they were talking about the new manager. I can't mind his name, and it was Scholes said when he was at Man United, when they were playing for Sir Alex Ferguson, Fergie's thing was you've got another goal, go and get another goal, go and get 2, go and get 3, go and get 4. You know what I mean? All right, that was an extremely special Man United team. Like they had the players to do that, but it was still, he was like that at Aberdeen as well. You know what I mean? I mean, aye. But it's like I'm starting to twitch about Monday now that person they put the flipping post up about we need to win on Monday, which we all knew, but I'm like, oh God, man, because
the thing is, who we're going to play on Monday? This is the thing. Who we're going to play as a team-wise on Monday, because we've picked up a couple of injuries and stuff like that. This is going to be a hard choice for who we're going to pick for to put on. I mean, Arcana's going to struggle for goals for us because you're guaranteed Čermíty's got to be one of the players that's got to be on the park. So it's a case of where's the goals got to come from? This is a big problem because
you just hope that on Monday is Čermíty's day. He comes out and bangs a hat trick. Like, because every time he comes on, even last night, I'm not religious. I've got a little Buddha thing here, right? And I've had that 22 years, right? I got it the first time I came. It's cheap tat, but it goes everywhere with me. And see what you do, and I don't know if you know anything about Buddhism. What you do is you rub the belly for luck.
Aye.
Look how much is left on it.
Aye.
You know what I mean? But, I
So
just,
you've instead of sitting there with your fingers crossed, you've been rubbing the Buddha's belly.
I honestly look. That's how grounded down it's got over the years. I mean, it's cheap
No.
and nasty, like. But I got that my first ever trip to Thailand 22 years ago, and it's been it's as many passports as me. But like I say, I'm not religious, but it's just anyway. But we need to see what the here's Stacey coming. Evening.
Hello.
Hi, Stacey.
Hi.
There's Gaz, a new guy. Stacey, we'll just say Stacey messaged me to say she was down at was it Morrison shoplifting or something like that. But yeah,
Shh.
Right,
Tell me my
Frankie,
secrets
I was
later.
Frankie, you getting have you seen the tickets for the World Cup games
God.
for Scotland? They're
I was watching that
absolutely
Sky
shocking.
Sports.
Aye,
Aye.
a lot of the Tartan Army were kicking off with regards to it because the prices are so high for separate games.
The thing is, see, I kind of half thought about it, but I'm not going to fucking Boston. It's an IRA town. They funded the IRA in that town, you know what I mean? And there's 2 games there in Boston. There's no chance I'm going there. And the Tartan Army will not be made welcome in Boston either.
Oh,
Aye,
you
well-
got fisticuffs maybe?
Aye. The one in Florida, maybe, aye, but certainly not. I wouldn't go to Boston for all the tea in China. No chance. I don't really want to go into that kind of chat,
Aye.
but you know what I mean. It's not a place that's friendly
Welcome
toward
in
British
Melbuzz,
people.
shall we say?
No, not at all. Well, just
No,
Stacey,
but I was just the fact I seen the ticket prices yesterday, and I was like, holy crap, no way! I was like, where's all the and they say that the top tier, right, the lowest price tickets was for the Haiti game. That was our lowest price, but because we're against Brazil and Morocco, they
Aye.
boosted the prices up, right? It's where the top tiers are around about £450 or something for their top tier tickets. For
And the cheapest ticket for the
Morocco and
finals,
that.
the cheapest ticket for the final, are way up in the gods, is 3,000 quid.
It's up to £4,000 now. I seen that.
Is that right? That's
Well,
disgusting, man.
It was working out, I think, when you take off 3 games. Is it? Do we only play the 3 games, or do we play 6 games?
We play 3 games, but the chances are, if we beat Haiti, the chances are, the way it's set up now, from what I understand, we go through. It's
Yeah.
near enough impossible
Right,
not to go through to the next round. You know?
So you're saying 3 games, and you're talking about maybe 15 to £1,800 for the free tickets.
And then there's hotels, accommodation, and flights will be through
Aye.
the roof at the moment as it is. You
Aye.
know, and then there's your digs as well, and your hotels, and all the hotels will put the price up. Because I'm from Troon. See, when it opens in Troon, all the hotels put the price up. All the pubs in town put their prices up. You know what I mean? So that's going to happen in the States, you know, and it's disgusting, man. I just, because it's some kind of fan group. There's fan groups all kicked off today, as I'm sure you saw on Sky Sports
Yeah.
News.
Aye.
So let's hope they bring the prices down, man. Because there's no way they can sell out stadiums at those prices.
No, definitely no, because not everybody can. Even the Brazilians are got to be able to fork money out like that for to get
No.
to the games and that.
Because there was a guy saying, I think he was from the England supporters club or whatever. He was saying his plan was to actually stay in Mexico and fly to the England games, but he's already said all the hotels in Mexico have put the prices up. Yeah, you know.
So has it been announced what the England ticket packages are for their games? Is that any worse than ours?
The cheapest, if England got to the final, the cheapest ticket for every single game is something like £5,500, and that's with the worst seats in the ground, and that's just disgusting, man.
Like, see, if you were paying that for the whole tournament, like, right, £5,000, that's all your flights, your hotel, your package for the games, for a round or whatever, then fair enough. But
The thing is, see, when Scotland actually made it to the World Cup, right? Everybody's like, "Yes, we're going to the World Cup. We'll definitely be getting flights booked and stuff like that." Then it's like as soon as the ticket prices come out, it was like a kick in the teeth for everybody that had
It's
already
awful.
booked their flights and stuff like that.
It's terrible, man. It is.
Hey, Max.
Listen, it's always not going to be cheap. We didn't expect it to be cheap, but no, that's just vulgar. And the thing is, see
The
that
thing
guy
is-
that runs FIFA, see the
The
guy
thing
that runs
is, when
FIFA.
you look
On you go,
when
on you
you
go,
look
mate.
at-
On.
when you look at the ticket prices that for a normal game, if you look at a normal game, maybe about 70, 80 quid or something for a ticket for a normal game or something.
Mhm.
At the most, you might pay £100 for a ticket for a normal game and stuff like that, like in Europe or that. But when you're going something like that for a normal game to £400 for
Mhm.
one game, that's just taking the absolute pure nut of piss then.
And like I said, all the hotels will put their prices up. Airbnbs will put their prices up. It's no nice, man. And all they'll do to make the stadiums look full, if they don't sell the tickets, they'll give free tickets to local schools and stuff like that. You know, I think they did that. They've done that before. I think they did that in Russia. You know, I mean, to make the stadiums look full. But like I say, I mean, and the thing is that Scotland played down in Miami. The thing is about Miami being Florida, because they've got a lot of South Americans there in that part of the world. There are a lot of football fans there, real football. I hate the word soccer, but there's a lot of football fans there. But,
That's same here. That's
I
why
can't stand it.
I talked to a few Americans, right? Because gaming and stuff like that, and I get a good laugh with them with regards to this because they keep going soccer. Is like it's no soccer, it's fucking football. It's like we invented the what is it? We invented the sport here. It's like it's no soccer, it's football. It's like you Americans have got a game called football, but it's a rip off of rugby and football.
So, right, what did you think about last night's Stace?
I missed the first half because I had to run my dad home, and it ended up taking me longer than what it should have. But the second half, I just thought, here we go again. It was.
I'm glad it's kind of out of the way in a roundabout way. Even though we've got 2 more games, but like, somebody earlier in the comments said, we've got to beat Hibs on Monday, and we all know that. But the thing is, it's kicked the nerves in for me now already. You know, has me starting to twitch about it.
I think I've seen a lot of comments about, no changing the defence, but who else have we got?
I know that's a problem.
We have nobody else, unless we give, what's his name? The boy that was there last season, but he's not got us out this year. Nadrina or something.
I can't remember. Somebody in the comments will get it.
Young defender we had last year, and then he's not had a sniff this year.
Oh, that's right. But there might be a reason why he's not.
Who's not played.
Aye. But the thing is, I thought I think in stages, see in the first half, Deja had 2, or Deja, have you season? He had 2 outstanding tackles, and they were in the box as well, weren't they? Gaza. Yeah. And the thing is, it was a kind of tackle you expect from me, but I thought they were brilliant, man. It was Beckenbauer stuff, Bobby Moore stuff. Nizala, that's it.
Nizala, that's it.
There we go. Cheers, Colin. But, it's Monday. Like I say, we don't know the extent of Miovski's injury yet.
Aye.
I'm not him, but
a lot of people have been going really nasty with regards to Miovski, right? But I've always been we all ken what Miovski could do. He did it for when he was up at Aberdeen. We know exactly what he could do. He just needed time to get embedded in, and I think we'll see more and more in Miovski coming out and actually giving us why we got him.
Yeah.
And I think Lamine Stace said one night the fact that he'd scored for his international team in the international break proved he wasn't in a so-called goal drought. The goals were still there, you know what I mean?
I think that goal that he scored, though, so I seen it at half time with the analysis, but a couple of weeks ago, I don't think he would have sunk that. And it just
No.
shows you whatever's happened with this chat that he's had with the manager, then
With Danny, aye.
Smart.
The thing is, though,
yeah.
Danny did make it clear that he had spoke to a few players on the way they were playing, and he did tell them straight, basically, you're coming to play for a great club like Rangers. If you're going to come and play, we expect you to put 100% into the game.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you won't be picked for to play. We want players in that's going to come out and play for the shirt and is going to play for the support. You're not coming in to get an easy ride. And I like managers that tells players how it is. I don't care who the hell it is. You could be the most costly player or whatever. It doesn't matter. If you're going to come and play for Rangers, you better believe you're coming in and you're going to play football. If you don't, then you don't get to play.
I think Miovski might have been more of the big brother thing. Listen, come on, not a bollocking, because his effort was never in doubt. It was just, I think his would be more of a like, I know you're going to score the goals coming, a pat in the back, say, right, come on, son, you've got this. And it's, I say, because that we talked Stacey the other night, the topo, that was instinct. He didn't even know he'd done it. I bet.
No,
you know what I mean?
You seen it on his face that he didn't realise. It is just instinct, so hopefully
Danny's
got that now as well.
I think Collins hit the nail. I think Collins hit the nail on the head there with his message there, saying that he's a poacher. He's like a McCoist, because McCoist was a poacher as well, right? If the ball's getting played to him, but we've not got the person that's going to play the ball to him, and this is where we're lacking in the team, because players that would cross the ball and get out of Miovski and stuff. It's the same when Dessers was playing as well. Dessers was maybe he was a bit lackluster at times, but even though you can't disagree with his goal scoring and that. Like I said, I've never been a fan of Dessers. Right, but see, since Dessers is away, since Czerny's away, and stuff like that, you notice that we have lost a lot of our up front firepower. No, right, and Miovski needs somebody up front with him that's going to have the same sort of attitude towards being up front. He's going to have the same sort of they're going to be able to play off each other. We've not got strikers that can play off each other.
I know. But we're going places. I still think we wouldn't have. I mean, we might have been a relegation battle if we still had the haircut, and we would have been gobbled badly in those games. The thing is, see that second half, they kept rolling it out, and some of the stuff they were doing was mental. Stop! I wanted a couple of long balls. And they never done that. Just put it up the park and see what happens. You know, I mean,
but Frankie, see, when you're saying about the long balls, right? I've been one of the supporters that's really been calling out that we've been doing too much long balls. We need to play a passing game and stuff like that. And I've noticed now, see, because of me turning around and saying we need to stop with the long balls because we're no benefiting, that it's hitting us harder because we're not getting the long balls up now. Right, there's so much of the short ball, short passing and stuff like that, and we're not able to get the strikers up forward enough for to get the ball up for to give us an open chance of possibly scoring. And I mean, like I said,
they had this press last night. That was the thing. They had our numbers. I want you to do something different every time we passed out. They were right, because I counted at one point. I seem to remember it was the 57th minute because I looked at the clock because I knew I would have that. They had 4 people along the 18-yard bounce as if they were about to do the 100 meters. Yeah, you know what I mean. And they charged us down. If I was a goalie, right, that big toe up the park. You know what I mean?
Especially with his distribution.
Oh, it was poor last night, and we got away with a few in the first 5 minutes, guys. I remember there was a few right at the start of the game. Nothing really came of it, but it was you had about 3 or 4 last night. I'm not. Butland's our man of the season, player of the season so far, but last night we got away with a few last night. We're saying it was only 2-1. It could have been more.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you could say that about all the Scottish teams in Europe last night. neither one of them turned up in the games last night. I mean, Aberdeen, Celtic, and us, right? I think that when you look at the teams that we played against, right, you would have thought that at least one of us would have come out with a win out of the games. I mean, us against Ferencváros, right? Celtic. I didn't expect Celtic to beat Roma, right?
No.
Because Roma was just too, and it showed the game. Roma should have been more than 3 goals up in that game. A lot more goals than that. Right, then you've got the Aberdeen game. The Aberdeen game is Aberdeen played really well. I must admit, Aberdeen played fantastic in the game. The luck wasn't on their side. The luck wasn't on their side last night. But for us and Celtic, we were major letdowns last night. Both Rangers and Celtic were. I mean, the only team that could hold their heads up high for last night is Aberdeen. And I mean,
I'm glad Celtic get gubbed. I'm quite happy for it.
Yeah, I know. Like,
And I want them to get beat Sunday enough.
I had Roma on my football cutting for the beat Celtic, but I didn't. If I'd went the realistic way, I was going to put for -1 goal at a start for Roma, but I just put for Roma to beat Celtic, and I was like, bastard! I should have put for the -1 because if I'd put the -1 goal at a start, I was getting 4-1 for it. And I was like, if I put a tenner on it, I would have got about 50 odd quid back. I was like, yeah, I should have done that.
if you did it when I came in, you know that it's always the same.
Aye.
No,
Last
well,
week,
my
my coupon,
Oh,
I had 5. I had 6 my coupon, and the only one that let me down was Chelsea. But the thing is, we had a power cut in Thailand at the time. I think it was my winnings would have been 299 quid, but we had a power cut, so I couldn't cash out because when the power cut, it doesn't just do the house, it does the what do you call it? You know what, the radar thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Aye.
And when it came back on, I was like, yeah. Because I would have probably got at least 150 quid for that, you know. But no, we were lucky as hell last night. Butland was lucky as hell last night.
But the thing is, so right, this is the one thing I will say with regards to Butland. If Butland had a stronger defence, he wouldn't be in that position right for the start. He wouldn't be right because the defenders would be able to stop that right there and then, and that's where our problems have been a lot of this season. Right, our defence have been letting players run through them. They've not been able to mark their man or anything like that, and it comes up. Butland has been a fucking godsend for us this season. We could have been hammered by games if Butland wasn't in goals for us.
Butland's been great this year.
Yeah, I know. You can't fault his efforts in that, you know. It's just, but
Aye. And it tells you a lot that when the new manager came in, he kept a goalkeeping coach because he was with him at Chef Wednesday, and obviously I'm pretty sure Butland said, "Look, I'm doing under. I'll please keep him because we've got a thing. All the goalkeepers, we've probably got 5 goalkeepers. You know, there's the 3 first team, then the peripherals." And I'm pretty sure they're all, well, obviously they were happy with them, or they were to get rid of them and get somebody in from Germany or something. But again, Stacey, like we said the other night, it's another day closer to the transfer window.
Oh, definitely. It was funny though, after we were talking about Aribo the other night on the thing where I seen that he's got quite a cheap asking price. It was like 1.5.
I know, but like I said, I understand why people want him. He's a good age, 29. We need an old head. He knows Rangers. I just think that the owners won't do it because it looks lazy. You know what I mean? And they don't want it to look, because if he comes back and he's crap, what are we all going to say? We're all going to say, "What do you think back for?" You know what I mean? And it's another effort on their part. If they bring somebody in of the same starch and skill set of Aribo that hasn't been here before, it takes that away. You know, it takes that avenue for us to criticise him away. I don't think Danny would approve it either.
I think we're going to be grasping at straws a wee bit with regards to this transfer window. Like I said to you already, Frankie, I reckon because of the contract state with the players that we've got in the now, I think we'll be a wee bit less likely to bring in a good number of players in for this window. I think we'll have to wait until the summer transfer window before we see any major ins and outs, because we've got 5 or 6 players that's on loan that goes back to their parent countries in the summer. So I don't think that we're going to make any major moves this window. We might bring in 2, maybe 3 players, but I think our big window has got to be the summer transfer window.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's already players said to us. We've said to us, we've already got players lined up for both the summer and winter. Like Gogic and the boy from Kilmarnock, I would go for them, because Kilmarnock lose the boy from Kilmarnock in the summer for free, whereas we'll give him £500,000 in January. And the owner, Mr. Kavanagh, has said he's going to do that. He's not named players, but he says, look, the funds there, we will strengthen. We've got to.
We've got to. Gogic is a no-brainer, man. Honestly, and I think this is maybe the first window that I've actually heard more and more fans saying it.
Everyone wants him.
Everybody wants him. He's what we need. He's a leader. He's good at defending, most important. And he's quite good at a corner, I know.
Aye, and he can slip into midfield if what thingy. But it was good to see Thingy come back last night. What's his name? Who started for us again? Come on, last night as a sub. That's really annoying me.
The young boy that we've been screaming for.
No,
Sterling, big Sterling.
Sterling, that's it.
Sterling.
I was good to see him come back, because he can play just about anywhere apart from goals.
Right, I'll make it clear the new Curtis must start our game on Monday. Right, I'm sick of Curtis not getting game time. If there's one player that goes all out for us, right, they said that during the game last night, Curtis should be getting game time. Right, Curtis is one player.
That's him played twice in the last 2 games, so his match fitness is coming up. That's something else. So you may see him start. You'll probably see him subbed at the 60th minute, but if he can start, I agree with you. I would start him on Monday.
Aye, the thing is, a lot of us, right, probably even a lot of people in the comments will even agree, right, we've got a young player that's got a lot of talent, and he's got a lot of heart for to play. You've seen him in the games that he plays. Right, Curtis should always be one of the players that, no matter what, he should be getting game time. If he doesn't get game time, I'll see the same issue as what happens with Ferguson that's playing for Roma now. Even Ferguson played brilliant last night as well. I'm sure that's...
it's not that Ferguson. That's not that Ferguson.
Is it not?
That's not... No, he's Irish. His family are all Irish Bombers. You know what I mean?
No, well, that's what Tintin says. We could lose out if Curtis doesn't get game time, because if he goes to another club, they're going to benefit for him.
But the thing is, like this comment here from Alan, if Lazio are coming in, the boy's a multi-millionaire overnight and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, that's. But then again, he might not want to leave. But then again, that's a difficult one, you know. A young boy going to a foreign country. I did it, but that was different. But
the money, what it comes down to is all money. If money talks, if he's not getting game time for us, if Curtis isn't getting game time for us, and somebody comes in with a good money and a good wage, he will be gone. And if he goes, we have lost out on a cracking player.
But remember, Curtis was injured. You've got to remember that he's coming back for injury. That's something we didn't know. That's something else we're kind of semi-forgetting. So that's why he was... Because people said, well, because he came on the game the other week there. He came on after 20 minutes, then get subbed. And people... Because you know yourself, getting subbed... If coming on the sub and getting subbed off is terrible. But that was nothing to do with that. That was down to his minutes on the park. You know, that was what it was. You know. I've been Colin. I know you've heard already. Colin Curtis was injured, but that's him coming back. I'm pretty sure he'll start on Monday, and like I say, he'll probably get subbed in the 60th minute or something, or even 45 minutes.
Aye.
But yeah.
Or if he doesn't start, he'll get time.
Aye.
So I think it was a muscle injury for what the rumours are saying online.
We've
So
all got them.
they've all got, there must be something with the up in intensity in training or something that's
I
causing
know.
it.
Well,
Aye,
I did say when Danny had come in, Stacey, that he was going to be pushing for to make
Yeah.
sure fitness was up in that as well,
Yeah.
because he felt himself when he first come in and seen a first game before taking charge of Rangers. He said the fitness is low. He says when he come in, he was going to make sure that the fitness was up. So that maybe has an issue. That's could be what's causing with the muscle injuries and stuff like that.
Aye, so we need to get some sort of sports scientist doctor in for recovery and that then. If,
Aye. Or it might just be bad luck because we've all this cat, she's just getting into heat. So sometimes, right, out you go, get out. Aye. But I know need to go and get her fixed, man. I forgot to do that. But anyway, it's Monday's a nervy one. And it gives who the Hearts play the weekend? Ow! Yeah, I knew you were going to do that, you little shit. Get out.
what, does she just bite you?
Aye, she does. It's not the full-on bite, but she's playing. But,
Aye, the
aye, get up! Get out!
Listen,
She's
I've got cats as well, Frankie. I've got two of them.
Beautiful, right? See, the wife's laughing at me because she knows what's happening. Like,
she'll be like, yes, bite him
Aye.
harder.
aye, no, she's a great wee lass. It's not the, it's
Aye,
she's
the
playing.
nibble.
Aye, but it's still aye.
Oh, Hearts are away to Falkirk at the weekend.
There we go then, because you know yourself from if we were Hearts fans, okay, we've had a bit of that might be their dip. We've got to Parkhead and win, go and win again. They're under a heck of a pressure, a heck of a lot of pressure this weekend as well.
See if you look at our full number of squad, right? We've got I'm sure we've got a total number. It's around about the 40 odd mark that we've got players in our team, right? Here's the thing, right? We've got a number as high as that of players that's actually on our books now, right? And we don't see a lot of the players that's actually in that. They either play in their reserve squad or something like that. If we've got so high a number, why are we not seeing bigger changes towards the squad? Because we don't know with regards to what the players that's not been getting game time at all, if they would make a difference or that.
That's an easy answer. Danny doesn't fancy them. They're not shown, and they're not shown in training. It's as simple as that. Because I think Danny, if he thought a player would fit in, he would promote them. Because there was a kid on the bench last night I'd never heard of before. Was his name Hamilton or something? I've still got the team from last night. I think I deleted it.
I think Max said something about it in the comments earlier.
Actually, the team from last night, I've deleted it. But oh God, I've got 14. Somebody plagiarised my. Hang on a minute.
Adamson and Stewart.
There was somebody last night I hadn't seen before. But it's just my comment on.
I was like the other week there was somebody ranking on the bench. What was that?
Give me one, two.
Colin Spain Adamson.
I've not heard of you before.
See, I think there's not really a proper reserve system anymore, is there? Really, that
I know
the guys that aren't playing are.
Aye. Because back in the day, if we were playing, for argument's sake, if we were playing Celtic at Parkhead, the reserves would be playing at Ibrox. Because I remember there was one game in the 80s, it was at Parkhead on a Sunday, so the reserves were playing at the same time at Ibrox. The game was called off at Parkhead, so everyone went to Ibrox and there was one copper, and it was just bedlam outside Ibrox. I mean, there was bodies everywhere,
Oh, Jesus.
See, I agree with that Alan's comment about Rothwell.
Absolutely.
Right,
He's
I
gone.
don't like Rothwell either because I think he's a bit of a liability, especially in the back line as well. We've got so many issues in the back line. Rothwell was brought in by another Farewell and Stewart appointment, right? And he's not done what we expect it from him. Everything said, he's a good this, he's a good that. But since he's got in, he's let so many players run through him, he can't control the ball or anything like that. So why the hell would we play a player like Rothwell if he's not able to do the defensive duties?
But he's no defensive player. That's the thing. I thought he was brought in as an attack-minded. I mean, he was certainly a player that would get the ball off somebody, then move forward. He's not played the position he played for Leeds, and was it Brighton or Bournemouth? You know, that's the thing.
I did not play like sort of like the number 10 role there.
Aye, it's an 8.5 sort of thing for such a thing, you know. But he certainly wasn't. He certainly wasn't to be in the back defensive minded, you know. But
Well, he doesn't seem to have the pace to be able to.
Aye. He'll be. I'm pretty sure he's away in January somewhere. We'll probably get £1 million for him, and it's like off you go. And he'll probably do well wherever he goes. It's going to be one of them.
I
made a comment on because I watch the Rangers Rabble a lot, right? I made a comment to them with regards to our players, right? See, within the last 14 years, right? 75% of the players that we've got ready or sold on or that have did a lot better than what they've done at Rangers when they were at Rangers. 75%, right? So that's 3/4 of the players that we've brought in within the last 14 years have done better since they've left Rangers. So if that's the case, it must be a major issue with regards to our training regime or something like that, or like you're saying, manager doesn't like them or anything like that. Why they've not been performing at Rangers, or is it the fact is that it's too much stress on them? They can't play at Rangers because of the stress from us as supporters and from the management staff and that.
But the thing is, as well, it's no so when we won 55, there was nobody in Ibrox. When we won it, if Ibrox was full. You know, that's something. It's a kind of an elephant in the room a wee bit.
But the Celtic,
at the end of the day, we won 55. The end.
The Celtic support didn't count that. They said that it was a void title win for us because there was no support there. Because they were complaining because a lot of the Celtic's players had COVID and stuff like that. So they don't see the COVID win for us as a major title victory. And at that, they keep saying it's our first title win because we went defunct.
I know. But the thing is as well, the year before when that whole COVID started, when we cancelled the league, we could have still caught them mathematically. And if you look, I think it was Spain and Portugal. There was two when they closed down fans and when they shut down I think it was Real Madrid were something like 19 points behind Barcelona and won the league. You know what I mean? I think it was Portugal as well. There was something like that, but that was then. It doesn't matter. It was a 55th title. The fucking end.
We say that about that one today as well. Or the Zoom title. It doesn't count. So that's just banter between both sides.
Well, the thing is, at the end of the day, no matter how many times you say it's our first title win and stuff like that, we all know it was your 55th title win, right? And everybody else recognises it. The only ones that didn't recognise it is the green and white noses that don't recognise it as your 55th title win.
They count their war titles as well. We don't.
Yeah, well, we could do
that. We don't want to do it. But anyway, just go and win the league this year, and that's us back up there. It's that easy, man. It's that easy.
It's that easy. I know.
But Monday, I'll do a pre-match on Sunday saying that I'm out in a bender tomorrow, but I'm coming home. I'm not staying at a hotel because it's just, Right, 10 more minutes and I'm going to go up the road because I'm actually, I can get a decent night's sleep at night. It's 10:30 here now.
Well,
We're progressing all right. Let's be honest, we're actually progressing all right under Danny.
I think there is progress there, definitely. And, you know, it's proven the way we are, you know.
And there's that table, the last 10 games in Scotland, we're top of the league by 2 points. I know that doesn't really matter, but it shows you where we are like. And one of those games was, 2 of those games were Martins as well.
This is
So
the
there
thing,
we go,
if
man.
we do it right in January and get, I mean, I think it's like what you were saying, guys, it's only going to be maybe 2, 3, 4 players. If we get them
Aye.
right with what we've currently got,
well, I
then-
think if it's down to Danny that's picking the players, I could see it being more beneficial for us. But if it's the
Well, man.
board that's picking the players, I could see it being a hindrance for us.
It won't be him. It'll be Danny 100%. There's absolutely no way. And I don't think Mr. Kavanagh would allow that either. I mean, they say they talk every day. If Danny will have said, right, if I'm coming in, I want the final say in who signs in that position.
Well, why was it no said that when I hate to say it, when Russell Martin was in? Why was it no said when it was like anybody else? It was the board that was making the decisions. Farewell was the one that was bringing the sign-ins and that.
No, well, that was it. That was different. They've changed now. It's a mistake that was made, and we've learned from it. And so it's as simple as that. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that.
I think that now that obviously after the 2 twats been gone, it just proves now that Danny's getting the.
Aye.
Right.
He's getting what? Aye. It's we're not. It's like I say, we're one loss away from disaster, though. That's the thing, you know what I mean? And it's just like, and see when we lose, see the on the page, it's a nightmare. It's like, oh God. But the thing is, it's when it's busiest, like, and my money goes like that with the comments. But I'd rather it didn't. You know what I mean? That's not. I mean, I'm talking pennies, not pounds. You know what I mean? But it's an interesting.
No, what I did like that picture that came out with Kavanagh. He's really grown on me, and I know it's a dangerous thing to be like all in on it, but the fact that he's wearing his wee tracksuit and that, not even a shirt and tie or just like one of us, basically off the street.
And the thing is, I was told by somebody privately that knows this stuff. He's going to do this all around the world. You know, he's not going to fly around the world to go to it. But if he's in your area, he's coming to watch. I think he's going down to Boston next to watch a game with them and things like that. But I think it states that he was at the Edmondson House on Friday for the Christmas bash, and he saw him there with the pints. His pints there, and I was told in a DM by somebody that was at the game in New York last night. He made a point of going around and introducing himself to every single Rangers fan that was there.
Really?
You know, I mean, it wasn't he just turned up. No. And you think, Stace, he was getting his heat nipped all Friday night and all that. But the fact he's prepared to go out there and get in the trenches, you know.
That's really a good thing. And, you know, I mean, I know we talking about Tav on here, but can you imagine how much he's probably got his heat nipped?
Tav.
Aye.
See, like I just don't, right? I don't understand why. I mean, the only reason I don't like, the only thing I don't like about Tav is the fact he's a defender. That's the only thing I don't like about him. And maybe because he's a captain.
Can I interrupt you for one second here? Colin, he did buy it around for the whole pub, not just the Rangers ones. He bought the whole pub around, and that's $400-500. It's not he did.
I was going to say there, if he didn't get around, then I would have been like, "Here, mate, get to the bar."
No.
Well, that's what I was saying. Tav has got a lot of benefits to the Rangers team, no matter what. I can't see him. I don't like him as a captain. I don't like him as a defender. But you can't take away what he could do with the ball when he's pushing forward and stuff like that. You need him to be able to do what he normally does and pushes up with and stuff like that. And it's one of the things when you look at him. I've never seen a captain in Tav. Never have, because I don't think he's got the. I don't think that he's got the mentality to be a captain. Right? You need somebody that's. You need somebody that's a bit.
Actually, the thing is, sorry to interrupt. I think there's too much made of the captain thing. Just going by a good football player. That's my thing. You know, I mean, I think it was Gaza said. I mean, I'm not comparing Tav to Gaza. Gaza said there was 11 captains in those pitches. You know, I mean, it's look, even Fernandez screaming and shouting at his defenders the other week. You know, we talked about that. You know, I mean, it's.
I think it's not back in the day though, where a captain's not going to be what it was like back then. I mean, like, if you're thinking about like Barry and Butcher and all that, we stick the heat in people. Like, you're not going to get that these days. It's all. Change now at all.
Man, I know. But Stacey was saying, do you know what I think a lot of Calvin, we talked about this before you came on, what Calvin would like is just going down and drinking with the working class man and people, because he's in an office. If he was in New York, I'm going to hazard a guess, it was business. So he's probably done a massive high-end business, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, even billion-dollar deals done that day, and he's just going down for a pint with the Bears. You know, I mean, I think he'll quite like that, you know.
I think it is going to maybe bring him back down to earth and that, and I think he's got the bug. I think he's catching the bug, and I think he realises now how big we are all over the world.
Aye, absolutely.
And as you say, if he is going to be in places, he's like, I'm going to go. Who better to learn off of?
I know exactly. Like I said, if he was in Bangkok in a couple of weeks watching a game, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't go up there to watch him just because he was there, but he would look up, right, I'm in Thailand, right, I'm staying here. I mean, and where the Bangkok Bears drink, there's a lot of it'd be a hotel in that area, if you know what I mean. It's a financial area, but it's just good, and I think a lot of it is down to he just wants to go and drink with the common man. You know, I'm not saying that in a snobby way, you know what I mean? He's and like we said, Tav. He's probably heard that name a million times in his ear. You know, he's a Marmite of the club, and whether you know it's going to be people sticking up for him or the ones that's against him, he's the one that. He's a conversation starter. It's going to be this one that, you know how like religion and politics is banned when you've got a drink in you for talking about it? He's going to be that and amongst the Rangers fans. And he won't give a lot of that. I mean, but the thing is, I think the majority of fans will know he's not going to turn around and say, we're going to sign X player from Leicester City or Y player. You know, and you're stupid if you ask that. But he'll know how to handle that. You know what I mean? If he can handle multi-billion-pound deals, I'm sure he can handle a couple of Bears. But like I say, I think it's fantastic that he's done that. You know, it's really encouraging.
Like Meg's comment there, you would need to do a live film, Frankie. That would be brilliant.
Andy? Who's Andy?
Kavanagh.
Oh God, aye. I'm sure he's been asked by the. He would. I'm pretty sure he would only do the official club thing. He'd be too scared to. Saying that, I've got somebody coming on that's going to shock the pants off a lot of you because he's been watching my things, and it shocked me that he's been watching, but that's further down the road. But, and he does not do fan podcasts. I'll leave it at that. I'll ping you. I'll tell you who it is in a TM. Right, read your DMs. Aye, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why later in the thingy. It's just school friends, but anyway, maybe not school friends. Something not that one. It's something else. So there we go. But he never does them. So we'll see what happens. That could be a while away though. But listen, guys, I know you're thinking like, what time? That's 10:30 my time. I don't often get early nights now because of Rangers, so I'm going to go for my shower and go to my bed.
You didn't get early nights, Steve Frankie.
No, it's not that. The Rangers
listen, it should be the weekend for you. This should be the party time for you.
No, that's tomorrow night. I can't. It's a big one.
I'm on live. Mind the other night, Jesus.
I know.
Ah, you
Listen,
know, that's what I
I'm
said
go-
to him. I called him Frankie the Pissy, and he was like, look, I'm not drinking in it.
Aye. Listen, I'm going to go now, but right, just thanks for everyone who's joined in, and Stacey and Gaz, it's brilliant to have you on, all right?
Aye, no bother, Frankie.
Have a good one
Cheers,
tomorrow,
Dave.
pal.
You have a
You
nice
too.
night.
Cheers.
Right, bye.
Cheers. Bye.